Okay, if you found this video, then you know the last video. The last video, I went to 3 different libraries and I contributed three of the same books to different libraries to try to help Tracy out and get her word out there. Problem is, when going into these libraries, they often have sales. And that's where this leads up. Since this is a sister video to that one, there will be no intro, there will be no outro, and this will be, for the most part, private. But without any further ado, here we go. So, the first book is Charlene Harris, Dead Ever After. I've been collecting these books, trying to get the full series, so once I start one, I can automatically rip through the series. I thought True Blood was okay, but I've been dying to read this series, so I had to pick this one up. The next book is in a set called The World's Greatest Literature. This one has Vanity Fair and Hackaway, as you can see right there. It's a cool looking book. Smells old. I love the smell of books. That's unprecedented. The next one is another one in the library. World's Greatest Literature, Western Ho Kingsley. There that is. There are 4 of these books, so let's continue that lot. And why do I keep on having these upside down? World's Greatest Literature, Tales of Mystery and Imagination by Poe. I like pink, but I don't like those stickers. Next, we have, oh, these got numbers. So I have 2, 14, 8, and 15 of The World's Greatest Literature. Autobiography of Benvenuto Cellini. Why somebody is going to know what that is, I have no clue. Next we have The Temple of Air by Patrick and McNair. And this one, basically, the stories speak to us in voices that are clear, urgent, tough, and shockingly wise. McNair's The Temple of Air is about the spiritual resilience of endangered children, the survival methods of battered adults, and the presence of grace even in our ruined centuries. It sounded good. It sounded good, so I'm hoping it is good. And this is by Elephant Rock Books. Okay. Next up, Velvet Haven. This is by Sophie Renerick. Hidden from mortals of all eternity, Anowin, the Otherworld, is home to shapeshifters, rats, and dragons. But in a nightclub called Velvet Haven, desire brings humans and immortals together. Why did I buy this book? Hot mail. And then I heard rats and dragons, so I picked it up. I am very simple to please. Next one. Witches on the Road Tonight by Sherry Holman. Right there. And that one, why I picked this one up, Witches on the Road Tonight, 3 generations of witches in a wickedless, powerful American epic. An avalanche. See, this is why I don't read. I can read in my mind, I just can't say the words. Conjure Woman, a soul-bewildered TV host vampire, a New York news anchor trying desperately to make peace with the demons pursuing her. The characters are spellbinding, and the prose crackles throughout. This is a tale told by a sorceress. Come on now, that just looks epic, and then sounds epic. I had to pick it up. Next, James Patterson Cross. Now, all I needed was James Patterson, and I would have picked it up. Fantastic author. If you have not read any of his books. Highly recommend them. Now let's push those to the side so I have more room over here. The next one is The Infinite Moment of Us. And that one is when Gray has been for 18 years, Ren Gray has been the model daughter, which in her family means all as 0 boyfriends and early acceptance into a premed program. But as graduation nears, Ren no longer can tell if her parents' ideas or about her future align with her own. She knows she needs to honor her own desires, but how can she if she doesn't even know what they are? Charlie Parker, on the other hand, does exactly what he wants, a gentle boy with a troubled past. Charlie has loved Ren since the first day he saw her, but a girl like Ren would never fall for a guy like him, at least not the sort of guy Charlie believes himself to be, and yet certain things are written in the stars. With all the sweetness and steaminess of first romance, this gorgeous novel explores that time between high school and college, when life seems to be just beginning, and everything, including true love, is possible. That is The Infinite Moment of Us by David Lafayette, author of Everyday. Now you're starting to see why I needed a second video. Next, The Throwaway, a thriller by Michael Moransky. An adrenaline-fueled thriller coupling high stakes and an international intrigue with a gripping domestic story line, an absolute must-read. So, it sounded good. For 50 cents? Why not? And that's what I paid, $1 to 50 cents for most of these books. The last place I went to was a BOGO sale. Hence, I'm now drowning in books. And I could not be happier. Another Charlene Harris novel, this time Deadlocked. And then we go another James Patterson, and that is Daniel X. Again, James Patterson. Next is the softcover, Michael Savage, Countdown to Mecca. From the New York best-selling author, blah blah blah, and popular talk show host becomes a powerful thriller about a rogue journalist about to expose a huge conspiracy. Conspiracy, I like the word. I bought it, 50 cents. Why not? Continuing this tradition, we have Shirley Kennan's No Mercy, a Dark Hunter novel. Now, in the heart and in the soul, evil takes its wicked toll. When moonlight shines like flowing blood, over the earth their demons will flood. I had to pick it up. Why not? Next, Kathy Reich, Bones. I'm a huge Bones fan. I will read anything that she puts out. I love her novels. I love the TV show. I named one of my cats Temperance Brennan Malikian. Most likely we call her Bones, but that's true. I highly recommend this author, one of my favorites, and this is 2006 Bones. Next book, Confessions of a Failing Woman by Deborah Dean. An unforgettable story of love, survival, and the power of imagination in the most tragic circumstances. Elegant and poetic, the rare kind of book that you want to keep, but you have to share. Sounded good. Next, we're almost done. Don't worry. The 4 Stages of Cruelty. And yeah, don't ask me to read because I'll flip this, but when I'm seeing this, everything is backwards. So, This is one intense book, brutally sad and heartbreaking brutal, and filled with precise, vivid details that brings the word of the Dismas potentially vividly to life. I find it impossible to put down, not only because the plot is kinetic, but because of Hitler Hunt's deep understanding of moral and emotional complexities. Sounded good. Picked it up. Next we have The Klondike Fever. This is basically, I'll read the back of it, a thrilling story set once first-rate history and first-rate entertainment. Incredible events occurred in North America after a decrepit steamboat docked at Seattle in 1897, containing 2 tons of pure gold. So frenzied was the dash for gold, and so scant was the information about conditions in the Klondike, that the lust for riches became a kind of fabulous madness. Sounds interesting. And for the last book, we have another Kathy Leitch, The Bone Collection. So, that is basically everything that I picked up. So, if you like this video, if you have read any of these books and have any suggestions for me to read more, then I'll be more than happy to take your suggestions. And I'm interested in hearing what you have to say. I will talk to you guys later. And for this round, I bid you adieu.